So just today, a whole bunch of Walmart listings have shown up in their computer archive for a future Transformers Generations Legacy Collection 2023 slew of listings. Now, we have core classes here, we have deluxe classes, and we have Voyagers to talk about. This is some exciting news because there's a lot of good stuff here that is a strong indication of what we're going to get in the future, and not to mention on a financial standpoint of some past product that might have gone up in value and people have been paying that crazy numbers, and now they could wait and reap the rewards of waiting because some of this product is being reissued. Mark and Evan teased at some of this in the Q&A that we talked about a couple of days ago, and it looks like some of that is becoming a reality now. So let's jump into that. These Walmart listings, again, come courtesy of JT Prime 17 doing the detective work and using the Walmart computers and going through all their UPC and AEN codes to discover what we got here. So let's go into that. All of this, again, is going to be legacy listings for 2023. Keep that in mind. So none of this stuff, unless it breaks street dates or shows up early, will not be for 2022 product. That'll be the Wave 3 stuff that we've been getting teased over the past couple weeks. So let's jump into it. First one we got here is a Transformers Legacy Core Class Nemesis Prime. This one's probably the one that's the least exciting, but at the same time, there's people that love Black Convoy, Scourge, Nemesis Prime repaints. And it's not a big surprise that we're going to get one. Hey, it's probably going to be that Kingdom Optimus Prime core class, and it's probably going to be repainted black. Maybe he'll have an extra weapon accessory or something. That would be kind of cool. We've seen that kind of with a few of our core classes already. So that would be nice, and to have a nice Nemesis Optimus Prime to join your collection. What's left now? What do we? We need like a Ultra Magnus repaint, Fire Guts repaint, blue repaint, maybe a Bape green. Do all the colors of the rainbow with the core class. The Shining Magnus and the clear yellow. A lot of weird ones there. Next up we have here Core Class Bomb Burst, and this is listed under the Energon Monster Package Refresh. So what they're implying here is because we are supposed to get a Energon Monster, and I'm using air quotes here, as a core class for the Wave 3 core class in 2022 at the end of the year. So chances are what this is implying is that that's going to be Bomb Burst, and that the Energon Monster name was just pretty much a stand-in name for the time being, much like how the Energon Monster naming was used for Skullgrin for Wave 3's Deluxes, excuse me. And it's kind of funny too, because the Energon Monster name is used as a stand-in name for two different pretenders. These two different pretenders both shared a tooling in the decoy armors of Power of the Primes, both Bomb Burst and Skullgrin. So kind of a funny connection there, which makes me wonder, maybe they might be repaints and retools of each other in both those different price points in the future. Maybe we might get a Bomb Burst from the Deluxe Class Skullgrin, and maybe we might get a Skullgrin from the Core Class Bomb Burst. But we are getting a pretender in some shape or form in that core class. Probably going to be in the same flavor of what they did with Iguanus. Bomb Burst was part of that core 3 members of the original pretender bad guys in Master Force, and he turned into, again, we'll say liberally, some kind of flying jet kind of vehicle. So we might get something that's kind of bat-like mixed with a jet kind of flavor with some blues and grays, maybe. I don't know. I'm just looking at how they handled Iguanus, where it was a motorcycle, but it still had those lizard elements and purples. So we might have the same thing here with Bomb Burst. Again, interesting, but he's also, because he's a PR, which is a package refresh, he's probably going to be something that'll be showing up the end of this year in the Wave 3 core class, and then he'll be a filler in 2023 afterwards for another core class. We also have a package refresh for core class Starscream. Now, this is probably the Kingdom one. Is he going to get a new accessory? Is he just going to be a package refresh that comes with what Skywarp came with different colors? We don't know. Could be just a straight up repaint with the null rays, and that'll be that. The question is, where's Thundercracker? Where's the rest of the crew? We'll see in the future, but it's Starscream. They need to fill the shelves with a Starscream, and it always sells. So they know the marketing, they know the numbers, and they know what moves. Now, the rest that we have here, one of them's also a weird one, which probably is related to these, but the rest that we have here of the core class are all Dinobot related. Now we have core class Grimlock, Core Class Snarl and Core Class Swoop. So we're going to be getting some Core Class Dinobots at some point, probably just to join that price point with the Optimuses, with the Megatrons, with the Starscreams, with the Soundwaves. So just kind of to bolster up that army of Core Class figures in that smaller price point, but iconic Generation 1 characters. Now, of the Grimlock, the Swoop, and the Snarl, one that is also included here is Skar. Skar. Now, in Transformers' lore, Skar is the name of the Power Master component for Double Dealer. It was the one that turned into a bat and kind of had that, yellow kind of color scheme to it with the purple. And then later on, to trademark that for the modern era, because obviously that original one was in 1988, we got a Skar, a Decepticon Skar, in 2020 when we got that, I think it was called the Soundwave Spy Patrol 3-pack or whatever they called it there. It was the one that where they took the Siege Rat-Bat and they repainted it into Skar. And the whole point of that one was, hey, you could use this Skar with your Leader Class Double Dealer. It could fit in the chest component and everything like that. That was the one that came with Wing Thing and the Cassette Bot Frenzy and Power Master Knock. Actually, it was a 4-pack now that I think about it, yeah. So that trademark's out there. They obviously want to use it again. So we got another one, a Core Class Skar. But here's the thing. We got all these Dinobots here. There actually is another Skar in Transformers lore, but super obscure. In the IDW Generation 1 comic books, there was a mini-series of comic books called Monstrosity. And in them, the Dinobots had a medic Dinobot called Skar, spelled the exact same way. Now, he unfortunately didn't make it. I think it was like 2 issues into the book. He didn't make it. That's all I'm going to say. I hate spoiling the IDW books. So it could be potentially, here's one way I could look at it. It could be a stand-in for Slash, the female Dinobot character, and they just can't use the Slash trademark, maybe because of Ninja Turtles or something like that. And they just want to use Skar instead. It could be that we're getting the medic Skar as a character finally as a toy, or because it's Core Class, maybe we're just getting that Power Master character again as a Core Class, which is that little bat kind of thing. I don't know. So it's a few ways that we could tackle it and look at it. That's why I just wanted to bring that up. Next up, let's talk about the Deluxe classes. So we have one in here that's very exciting because it could be potentially a brand new reissue and 3 interesting conversations. So we'll start with the first one. Deluxe Class Shrapnel, kind of expected. We got our kickback. Here's our next Insecticon. It's going to be Shrapnel. No surprise. The only question I have more than anything from that is, are we going to take that Shrapnel and are we going to do a chop shop out of it and get a Deluxe Insecticon retool, much like how we got Ransack with Bombshell? Not with Bombshell, with Kickback. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, we're going to get a Bombshell at some point. We'll get our nice 3 Deluxe Insecticons. Everyone will be happy. And maybe we could get some Deluxe Insecticons out of those tooling. That's all I could really say about that. Deluxe Class Crosscut. To be expected, was going to happen sooner or later. I think even more so now because that Crosscut, even though people will say, oh, Skids repaint, I think they'll actually use the Burnout retool that we got from Velocitron from Skids for Crosscut. That's the way I see it. Or maybe a brand new head sculpt completely. But if they are going to do a straight up repaint, you wouldn't be doing too bad a job if you just did a Burnout repaint completely and just put some Energon accessories with that and everyone's happy. We got a Junkion 2 Deluxe. This could be a retool of the RC mold into a brand new character. That's a Junkion. I could see that. Or it could be a brand new mold completely. And we get a Junkion that's in the Deluxe Class price point to join our Voyager Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar. Could be. Could also be, maybe I'm not, thinking so linear. Maybe it could be, taking the Siege Hound and doing it as Dittrius, Could be that. Could be that one also. Maybe we're getting a brown Hound repaint retool. Maybe it's a brown Hound repaint retool that's more, dare I say, Earthrise flavored. And then we're going to be getting a Hound later on of the true color. Sometimes you get the lesser color first and the better colors later. Who knows? Again, speculation. You know, it's a Junkion. We always think motorcycles, but once in a while, there's weird stuff on the side. And the last one of the deluxes here is a Deluxe Class Prowl. Now, this could go either way. This could be them getting out a brand new Prowl that could be based off of different Prowls from different continuities. Maybe Energon Prowl, the Formula One. Maybe the Prowl from Animated, the motorcycle. Could be a retool from RC into that, or brand new mold. Could be the Animated Prowl. Or it could be the Generation 1 Prowl from the Earthrise 2-pack, which our recent conversation with Ironhide would be a good kind of topping point, because now we have this new Ironhide that kind of saves us the trouble with having to buy that overpriced secondary market Earthrise Ironhide 2-pack from Amazon, but he was packed with a Prowl. Maybe this could be a repack, retool, repaint, or whatever of that Prowl mold. Who knows? Who knows? Again, that one, it's open-ended. It doesn't say Generation 1. And Prowl as a name exists across almost every single Transformer brand. There's a Prowl in Beast Wars that turns into either, one piece of, Magnaboss as Lio Convoy Jr., a.k.a. a lion, or you have Prowl 2 that is a owl, and he came in 2 different colors. There's so many different Prowls. There's Prowls in RAD. There's Prowls there's a Prowl as a Minicon in Armada. So that trademark could be anything, or it could be something, very happy for reissue people. So we will see what happens with that. The loaded one. Now the Voyager class. Here we go. So the first one that really catches my eye is, again, we have a Voyager Junkion now. So it's like, are they just going to take the Studio Series 86 Wreck-R? We already got one Junkion member. Are we going to get another Junkion member because we already got Junk Heap or Junkyard? Like, are they going to do another kind of mix and amalgam of names and create another character? Is it going to be Nancy, the female Junkion? Or, again, is it maybe something I'm missing here? But there's some kind of Junkion. Could be just a repack. Doesn't say PR next to it, though, so we'll see what happens with that. Then we have Nemesis Lio. This could be Nemesis Lio Convoy or Nemesis Lio Prime. This is definitely going to be a brand new sculpt. We don't really have a true lion of the Voyager price point unless it's an extensive retool of Tigatron, but I really don't think they're going to do that with a tiger mold and stuff. I think it's going to be something brand new from the ground up. And considering we have like Dark Amber Lio Convoy, that's kind of now a thing in the fiction. This is just, hey, you put out a black repaint first, people will buy that. Then they'll do the traditional Lio Convoy repaint and, cartoon colors afterwards. People will buy that one. Like I always say, sometimes they give the less desirable color scheme first, and then they get the second sale afterwards. That's what I could see. Then we got a Voyager class Bludgeon. So this is, again, probably Mark going, hey, let's complete those micro collections. So here's more Pretenders. We already have a Bomb Burst over there. So now we have a Voyager class Bludgeon. This could go either way. I mean, one of the best recent Bludgeons that we got was a Voyager class from the pseudo-movie, pseudo-not-movie Hunt for the Decepticon line. Most people display that Bludgeon in their classics display. They don't really put it in their movie display. So I could see them, and that one was kind of a fusion of things. It was kind of, hey, it's kind of, it's a tank pulling from the inner robot's alt mode, but then the robot mode was really pulling from that samurai Pretender shell armor. So I could kind of see them doing something like that again, maybe just being even more true to the original design. We did get that decoy armor one a while back, and that kind of just filled the void in terms of a low price point kind of Bludgeon figure. And then, of course, we had one in RID 2015 and stuff like that, too. But, again, we will see what happens. But this is interesting. I am very curious how they're going to go about it. And the new crew and the new designers and stuff, I'm pretty sure they're going to give a really interesting spin on it. And the last one we have here, and again, just like Prowl, this is very exciting, but this probably confirms that it is a reissue of it because it has the PR package refresh on it. Voyager class Ramjet. So I guess one of those cone heads are actually going to be singular and coming from the Amazon 2-pack that we had a couple years ago. Keep in mind, just that Ramjet right now on eBay sold is about $110 to $120, and the set itself is about $200 to $210 sold on eBay as of this recording. So to get one at the actual MSRP of $39.99, hey man, that's great. That's great. That gives people an opportunity to complete their Conehead Seekers. And what that tells me too is at some point we'll probably get Dirge. Some point Dirge will show up. Maybe at some point they'll give us a Thrust again, who was individually sold in retail but was a store exclusive. So there's opportunities there that could create themselves. I think that they're really listening to the fans when there's certain key characters that they know that they could reissue and it'll still make them money. It's one thing if like Clampdown, he's one per case, he's going to sell out, but he's not like a key character that people are clamoring for their completion of little micro collections. So I could see them not reissuing a Clampdown, but I can see something like a Ramjet and any Seekers really at the end of the day. And Seekers are always kind of prone to this. There's always that one Seeker, and this goes all the way back to when Classics first started in 2006. There's always that one Seeker that gets away and ends up becoming expensive. Back in the day, it was, with the Starscream was the easy one, and then initially Thundercracker was tough because he was a BotCon exclusive. Then they made a retail one. So again, they recognized that. And then of course you had the Target exclusive Skywarp, which then made that a headache, and it came with a Ultra Magnus that people needed to get for their City Commander third-party armor at the time with Fans Project. There's an interesting lineage in history when it comes to collecting Seekers and the difficulty of one member or two members, but there has been evidence in the past of Hasbro recognizing that and giving those characters that would have been exclusives, some of them BotCon in the past, retail opportunities again and again so people could pick them up. And so I guess we're going to get this again with Ramjet. Ramjet was originally, when he was a deluxe, BotCon exclusive. Then they made a retail version of him. So it all worked out in the end. And so now we're going to get a nice retail version outside of the Amazon 2-pack. It says a package refresh, so it might be a straight up just same figure with no detailing changed. So completists that open up their stuff don't really have to buy a second one because it'll be the same thing. But we'll see what happens. And that's it more or less. It's a very fascinating post of stuff, but it really tells us a lot about what's coming in the near future, and it gives us a good way to kind of manage our income and plan stuff. If you were going to dive on some of those secondary market items that you haven't picked up, now you could kind of wait and feel it out beforehand. Maybe the Prowl might be not what we think it is. It might not be Generation 1 Prowl, but there is a potential that it could be. And that Ramjet, it's probably going to be that one because they mentioned it in the Q&A, and it's becoming a reality. Let me know what you think, guys. This is fantastic news, and hopefully we'll learn some more information, get some photos and everything like that in the near future.